Welcome everybody to Live in the Session Studios. I am your host, Miss Nikki, and tonight we have a special treat for you guys. I hope that you guys were with us last Thursday when we were live. We were live with Shontelle Flowers of Flow Essence. She's also the VP of the Black Candle Makers Club. She's also a great friend and a sister of mine, a dear friend of mine, and she is going to be joining us tonight. And we're going to be talking about we've been talking about pivoting and adapting and restructuring and just figuring a way how to survive in this economy. How can we make it look different, even though we know that times are getting a little difficult? Spending is, people are tightening up on their budgets and people are not, spending the way that they used to. So how can we adapt to what's going on in this industry, right? What can we do? How can we provide value? How can we show up even though sales are starting to dwindle? So we are going to share that tonight. Shontelle is going to be sharing with you how to curate your own events at home for home fragrances, candles, and you can basically do it for anything. We were talking about it on Coffee with Nikki, as well as here last Thursday. We were talking about you could even do, like, I know Kay from Push Classic Collections, she's a stylist, so you can do distressing t-shirt, doing denim, different things like that. Let's build a tumbler or whatever. You can create your own events that you want. It doesn't necessarily, because we say home fragrance and candles, I want you to think broader. It does not just necessarily have to be home fragrances and candles. I want you to think bigger. I want you to think outside of the box. What can you offer that is going to provide an experience for your people, for your customers? One thing we know for sure is that people are going to always, always, always celebrate something. Something in life is going to be worthy of celebrating. It could be a birth, it could be a death, it could be a promotion, it could be anything. You know what I'm saying? People are always going to celebrate something. It could be Easter, Christmas, Halloween. Everybody's celebrating Halloween and pumpkin spice right now. This is the time for you to be doing things, especially if you're in the colder areas like Shontelle and I. We're in places where we don't know what's going to happen October, November. We may be snowed in. So these events will help you to stay afloat. These events will help your name stay in people's mouths. So let's get into who's in the audience, and then I'm about to bring Shontelle up, and she's about to get in some things with y'all, okay? So thank you so much, Chris Marie. Thank you, thank you, thank you. She said, make sure y'all hit the like button. That's not what she said. I'm paraphrasing, but hit the like, y'all. Hit the like. Share this live with 5 people you don't know. Share this live with 5 people you don't know. Not just the same people, not the same BBU people, not the same BCMC people. Share with them too, but share with some different people as well. Share with some different people, y'all. We got to get this. We got to get this popping, right? Hey, Miss Lois. Hey, Miss Lois. I was about to say, good morning, good morning, good morning. I got to get that out of my system. Good evening, Deltra. Deltra said good evening. Good evening, Christina. Christina said good evening. Hi, Candace. Candace went live today, and you did amazing, girl. You did amazing. She has a live sale going up. I forgot the day. Sunday, I think she's doing a live sale. So you guys make sure that you tune in. I will be reposting her live sale. So y'all look out for that. And y'all going ahead and support. We all need to support each other and, help each other stay afloat during this time, right? Hey, Tracy. She said, hey, everyone. Michelle's in the building. Michelle said, hey, hello, everyone. It's almost Friday. It's almost Friday. Good evening, Melly Mel. Melly Mel said good evening. Good evening, baby. Jamie in the building. Good evening. Oh, Kara's in the building. Hey, Kara. We missed you, girl. I hope all is well. Hey, Miss Kim. Miss Kim's in the building. What's going on, Miss Kim? Keisha's in the building. She said, hey. Jamie's in the building. She said, hey, y'all. LaRasha's in the building. She said, hey, everyone. Everyone, make sure. Let me go ahead and share y'all so everybody can see. Y'all make sure y'all share this out to everybody. Share it out. Share it out. Share it out. All of you guys in the cohort, share the link out. All you guys in BCMC, share the link out. All you guys in BBU, share the link out. Let everybody know we are live. We are live, and bring them on over here. So without further ado, I am going to bring my good sis up to the stage, and we are going to be talking about how to get some money in your pockets, especially if your sales are starting to slow down. So without further ado, let me get my applause up here too. Let me gather my thoughts. gather myself. All right, let me get my good sis up here. Hey sis, hey Shontelle. Wait a minute. Don't you even okay.
Hello, hello, hello.
How are
How
you doing this evening?
I am doing very well. I am doing very well. I am very excited for part two of how to curate your own candle and skincare events. Um,
Yes.
we're gonna have a great conversation, and I came with the visuals. I ain't gonna be like Beyonce. I'm gonna have the visuals.
She's
The
got the
visuals are
visuals for you
here.
guys tonight. And y'all know how y'all, if y'all know, Shontelle loves her some Beyonce.
I do.
She loves her some Beyonce. So why is it important, you think, for people to think outside the box to create ways or streams for them to make money?
Similar to what you said, Nikki, about things are slowing down. Sales may not be where they used to be. We're in what they call a recession, inflation, all that stuff. And I think it's important for us to be able to, as entrepreneurs, think creatively. Not only think creatively when we make our products, but also think on how we can make other streams of income. And I feel like creating your own events is a good way for you to do that, because a lot of times we rely on vendor markets, or we rely on these people that host these vendor markets to kind of create the lane for us. And sometimes it doesn't always work out the way we anticipate. And like I said last week, I hear so many makers talk about how markets aren't what they used to be. Back in the day when I first started, markets were the bomb. I used to come home making like money. I came home with money. Now it's like you might be happy you made 3 sales. And
Okay.
again, so I think with having your own event, it's a very exclusive thing, and that people are coming, and most of the time the people that are there to buy from you because they like your products, or they want to know more about your products and your business.
Mhm, mhm. And I also love the aspect of the entertainment,
Mhm.
the community building. I also love that because people are going to be entertained. No matter what's going on in life, people are going to want to be entertained. And
Mhm.
this is the way that is going to help build, like I said, build community, create connection, and have, people do
Mhm.
something that's different. People are always
Yep.
looking for something different.
Yep. Yep. And I think also too, when you go and I'm not trying to like beat down on vendor markets, because I started with vendor markets and they really helped me as an entrepreneur. But when I first started out, but also it's hard to really stand out now that the candle, and I use the candle and skincare space because that's what I'm in, but it's hard to stand out now when you're at these vendor markets unless you really have a unique and creative way of standing out to where people are going to come to you, because now so many of the vendors are the same people, or they're selling the same type of thing. So if you're vendor number 5 that's making candles, you're the 5th vendor there. By the time the person comes to you, they've already spent money buying candles. They've already bought their candle. And so by the time they get to you, they're not real. They may or may not buy from you.
Mhm.
And with people, really watching their budget, they may not, maybe 2 years ago they could buy from 2 or 3 candle makers. Now they're only gonna buy from maybe one candle maker. They want to buy from somebody over there that's making gourmet cookies or something like that. So now you really have to really stand out. And I think when you have your own events, you don't have to worry about that, because you eliminate the competition. And I know we always say, well, there's no competition, it's just me. No, you really do have competition when you are at these markets, because you're trying to get the attention of the people that are walking by, who most of the time don't know who you are, and you're trying to get them to buy from you, and you're trying to do it in a very small window of time. When they're at your events, they're coming just for you. They know that they're most likely going to buy from you and be repeat customers for the next events as well.
Mhm, mhm. And I like that you said that, there's no competition, because once you're creating your own event, you are bringing your own people. You're bringing your sand to the beach. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yep.
you're going to give the element of entertainment, but you're also
Yep.
providing an experience that is
Yep.
going to be unique to this particular group.
Right. Yep. Yep. And it's, you don't have to worry about, like I said, I told a story before about people, trying to get in front of you. They're selling candles too, and they're trying to get in front of you, and then they're take the sales that you probably would have made. They got the sale because they were squeezing that little tight space there. They just want to make sure so it's petty stuff like that I don't have the patience or the tolerance for. So yeah, when you have your own event, you don't have to worry about any of that happening. You do you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And so we had last time when we were speaking, once we got off the air with you guys, we got into a conversation and we said, you know what? I think we should do something and take you guys along with us. So you're kind of like shadowing us. So it's not so much of a class, but you just seeing the steps that we took to create an event. And you guys also get to enjoy the event as well.
Yep.
So we're looking into some things. We would have had some information for y'all tonight, but we're getting some things together first to see if everything that we're trying to put together goes through. And if it does, then it's going to be even better for y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Even better for y'all. Okay. Mm-hmm. So we on standby. We'll keep you guys posted. But you guys said that you were interested in doing it. So once we put these tickets up, there's going to be a limited quantity. I said, what do you think we should cap it at? What do you think we're going to be comfortable at, hosting an event? So it's going to be limited seating. And again, you will be able to shadow us, and you could even be doing the steps while we're doing the steps, but before your audience. So I'm super excited about that. Are you excited, sis?
I am. I'm really excited about it. And I feel like this is a new wave too, because again, it's all about having control over your brand and having control over your business and the sales that you make, opposed to you have to wait for someone to post an event for you to make sales. Because even if your sales are slow online, which sometimes does happen, especially when you sell candles or any scented products, sometimes sales can be slow because people don't always know what it smells like. And it's easier, I won't say slow, but it's easier to sell face to face because the product is there, they can smell it, and you don't have to worry about, online, they have to kind of figure out what it smells like. I've never heard of this scent. What does it smell like? I'll pass. So you don't have to worry about that kind of stuff when you have your own events. And it's like, and one of the best things about it is building that community. And I know there's someone that I follow on Instagram, and she said that the way she was able to build such a large following was because she did events. She did pop-ups, but there are pop-ups that were solely geared towards, she was like the only one that was selling her product. There was another person there that was only selling their product. So it was more focused on not having a lot of people selling the same thing. So she was able to build her following that way through a more of an exclusive shopping experience. And I think that that's what we can do as well as candle makers, skincare makers, whatever you sell. You can build a community of people by having these exclusive events. And then pretty soon word catches on. And then this person's telling this person, did you hear about, I'm going to use Kay, for example. She got an event where she's going to show you how to style such and such and such and just dress your jeans or do whatever. And then that person tells somebody else. And then now it's become a thing. And now you got to tell people, no, you got to have a waiting list, because now people are trying to get to your event. So that's what I want for us. I want for us to be able to get to that point where we can have events and people are beating down the door trying to get in and selling out in minutes, because it's just that great.
And I love the fact that we are in the air, since it's a virtual thing that you can do, that you can do it as many times as you want with different people. It doesn't necessarily have to be the same people over and over. You know, sometimes we don't want to do events because we're like, oh, I did that already. People already seen this. People already know what I got, da, 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 da. But this type of thing, you can continue. You could, first of all, you could change up what you offer.
Right.
And you can have different people coming in.
Yep. If you market it right, you can definitely have new people constantly coming in. Because you think about people that have candle making classes, they don't have the same, they might have the repeat people that come in, but I doubt people are coming in every weekend spending, $55 or more for a candle making class. But these people they have classes, and they have people that remember the paint sips. I don't know if people are still doing those, but paint sips, that's a classic example of an event that happens like every day, every weekend, or whatever, however many times they offer it. And think about the people that come to those events are not always the same people. So you can definitely have an event repeatedly and not have and have a different, group come in every time. So get that out your mind. You can definitely have different people coming through once you market it right. And I'm gonna in this presentation, I'm gonna tell you how you can get those new people in so that they can come to your events and you're not worrying about, well, is someone going to come to this event because I know 20 people came the last time, and are those same people going to come? You don't have to worry about that.
Right. Yep. And I know we spent $75 per person to do like bonsai. Remember we went and did those bonsai trees, those money trees?
Yep.
And so we built our own thing, and they are so busy. Like, it was hard to get into just doing it in this town that I live in. It's like, well, how many people want to make a money tree here? Like, and it was crazy because we only got in because somebody canceled. That's the only way we got in. So if you ready, I'm ready. Let's get it together. Let's get this presentation on the way.
Yes, I am ready, y'all. Are y'all ready?
Put ones in the chat. If you ready, put ones in the chat. 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 Oh,
ones in the chat.
Get it.
Whenever you do that, Nikki, I start dancing.
Okay, let's get it. Let's get it. Let's go. Ones in the chat, y'all. Ones in the chat. And don't forget, share with 5 people you don't know. Tell them come on over. 5 candle makers, 5 business owners, 5 whatever. Send them over. Send them over. Send them over. All right. I'm about to drop off and you're going to stay on and let's get it.
All right. I am so excited, you guys, to once again. I have this on. Why is it showing? I have it on full screen on mine. Nikki. Either way, for some reason it is not. Okay, we're just gonna do it like this then. It's gonna show
changing your slide and see if it changes, because you may just have the window open and not the you may have the window open and not the whole screen, or you may have the screen open and not the entire window, something like that.
I have it. Let me see.
It tells you at the top. It says, do you want to do the window or the entire screen?
I don't see that, but you know what? It's all good.
If it's moving, then we good.
Yep, it's totally fine. You guys will just see like some of the. It looks a little. Hold on, let's try this. Start from the beginning. Nope. Is that better? All right, let's get started. Technology, be trying it.
Bobby said, click on slideshow.
Okay, there we go. There we go. Oh, wait. Okay, so why is okay? Never mind. Hold on. Slideshow. That's what I did. It's on slideshow. It's on slideshow on my end.
Yeah, it's not showing.
Okay, we're just gonna go ahead. It's all good. Can everybody see that though? Can you guys see that? I'm gonna try to see if it will. That's so weird. Let's try it this way. How come it's not moving on the other end? Huh. It's not moving at all on the other end. Okay.
Do you want to click off and then
stop
add your window again? Yep.
Yep, I'll do it. Let's do it that way.
Add your window again. You would think we didn't do this right beforehand.
Right, we did. Okay, so present, share screen.
Does it give you the option to share your window or the screen?
It just says share screen. It says share screen sharing tips. Screen sharing is easiest with 2 monitors. Share is all it does is share the window. Okay, window or entire screen?
I think entire screen.
That's what
because window when you change it is not going to switch.
Okay. So entire screen.
Did y'all share this video out, y'all? Did y'all share it out? Put yes in the chat. Yes in the chat if you shared it. There
Okay.
you go.
All right.
Looks good.
Okay. There we go. Oh. All right, y'all. Thank you for bearing with me. All right. So I'm looking at I have my phone on too, so I can see the comments. Or if you got, if anybody has questions, Nikki, if you see the comments, feel free to stop me, because I don't want to get so far down and then somebody has a question about something that's 2 slides up. So,
can you see the comments at the bottom?
I can't because I'm in the full screen. My
okay.
whole screen is, I can't see anything, so it's in full presenter mode. So I can't see any comments, but I am looking at my phone too, so I can just glance over if I see anything that catches my attention. So last week we had a really good conversation about curating your own candle and skincare events, and it was a great conversation because I can tell that many of you had the questions. By the questions you asked, you guys are really excited about starting your own events. And I think it's a good way to, number one, is to build that business confidence that we need to show up for our business. And I think for those who haven't already, when you host your first event, you're going to have, there's a confidence it's going to build your confidence up a few notches, because you are able to talk about your business in a way that you're whether you're teaching a candle making class, whether you're teaching people how to make perfumes, whether you're teaching them how to make, whatever it is, whether you're doing a styling class, whether you're teaching people how to make t-shirts, whatever it is, the fact that you're teaching somebody how to do something and they come away with their finished product, it's a level of confidence that you have, and you feel like a proud mom too, because you're like, wow, I actually taught somebody how to do something that I do. And for me, when I started my first events, it was something that I like to teach anyway. So I think it was easier for me to do mine. But for those of you, whether you like teaching or not, I think hosting an event really does bring out another side of confidence that many may not have initially, because as we know, entrepreneurship is really hard. So curating your own events can sometimes feel a little intimidating, but I'm here to help you remove that fear and to really go into this with a clear understanding of how it's done. Now, this is just pretty much, I was telling Nikki this earlier today, this is just to wet your whistle, because we have something in the works for you guys. So we're not going to give you I'm not going to give you everything today, but I'm going to really expound on what I talked about last week through the visuals, which I think are really going to bring this whole conversation to life and tie a bow around this series until we do the actual event that Nikki was talking about earlier. So moving forward, so I just want to tell you briefly about who I am. If you're new here, I know the majority of you know who I am. My name is Shontelle Flowers. I'm the founder and CEO of Flowessence. And Flowessence specializes in elevating the self-care rituals of professional women with luxurious experiences by selecting and crafting candles that enhance their environments and promote relaxation, peace, and well-being. And what I mean by professional women are women who work in corporate like myself, who experience different challenges and struggles being in corporate, whether it's being overlooked, undervalued, overworked. My job is to help you create a self-care ritual that is going to help you relax and de-stress from all that and really find a peaceful, a zen space in your home. And that's who I am. That's where Flowessence was birthed from, was me feeling like I needed to de-stress from the chaos and the stress I felt working in corporate. So my mission is to cater to the unique needs of professional women, helping them to reclaim their sense of calm amidst their busy lives. So even if you're not quote unquote professional woman, I know many of us wear many hats, and we just do a lot of things, and we just need that time that self-care time to just really take care of ourselves and to make our lives better. So with that being said, let's talk about vendor events. Now, I know many of us have sold our products at vendor events. And and that's pretty much kind of like the foundation of selling candles and skincare is you have to do a vendor event. And many times if you did not do a vendor event, you're kind of like, I won't say shamed, but it's kind of like, it's almost like you feel like you have to, because that is where the money resides. Like that, to be really honest, the money resides at pop-up shops, because most of the time the people that are coming there are ready to buy something. And I feel like over the last couple of years, it's changed significantly. So my job is not to speak ill of vendor events, because I think they have their place still. I just think they've changed drastically over the last couple of years from when I first started, which was almost 8 years ago, to now. It's just different, especially after COVID. And so many people are now making candles and skincare, and that's all I seem to see at these events. So it's almost like, and I know there's someone here that you guys have great success with markets, and I think you should keep doing that if that is what you're doing. But me, I'm transitioning more towards my own events, because I feel like that is also an opportunity for me to really hone in on my brand and hone in on my community and my tribe, opposed to when you're having vendor events, vendor markets. It's a little different. So I'm gonna get into the pros and cons of vendor markets as well. So basically with vendor markets, they provide a unique opportunity for face-to-face interaction with customers. It allows you to engage directly, answer questions. You're offering personalized recommendations. Hey, there's a lavender candle you might like. Hey, take this lavender candle. If you like lavender, this is for you. People like that kind of stuff. They like to feel like they have an exclusive experience with you and that you are catering to their needs. Because I know when I do vendor markets, I always ask the customer, I asked them, well, what kind of scents do you gravitate to? And then you have the ones that say, well, I like fruity, or I don't like fruity, or I like all scents. I don't care. So you have a wide range of people that come to your booth, and you have to be able to talk to them about your product and give them a reason to buy from you. These interactions build trust and loyalty, which are often harder to establish online. And I talked about that earlier. It's hard to establish trust or get to know somebody online, because you don't get to have that conversation with them. You don't get to see them face to face, share their energy, things like that. Vendor markets expose your brand to a broader audience, including those who may not have discovered you online. And it's also an excellent way to increase brand awareness and reach potential customers who appreciate seeing and testing products in person before making a purchase. So pros of selling at products at your vendor markets. I know you're probably thinking, so if you're trying to get us to do our own sales, why are you talking about vendor markets? I'm going to show you why. You have that direct customer interaction. Like I said earlier, it's that face-to-face communication. You're building relationships, you're answering questions, and you're receiving immediate feedback. I know many of us have sold products, and the person will say, this happens to me, I don't know about y'all, but they'll say, oh, I don't like, I'll say, here's a lavender and vanilla candle. And they're like, oh, I don't like lavender and vanilla. I think lavender smells like old ladies. And you're like, all right. So, and they're giving you immediate feedback. So you get to see and then you also get to see what products sell, what products don't sell. So I think, like I said, vendor markets definitely have a place, because it helps you to get that data and the analytics you need and the insights that you need to determine what to do with your business next. Like, what's next? Brand visibility. I need to slow down. The vendor markets are a great way for you to increase your brand awareness. Like I said earlier, people are able to build their following based on being out at these markets. People get to know who they are. People start to, oh, I remember her from being at that market from a couple weekends ago, and she's here again this weekend. That's how people get to know you. And that's how they become repeat customers. You get those immediate sales. Flexible schedule. You can have it on the weekends, special occasions. You don't have to be set to a certain schedule with vendor markets, opposed to someone who has a physical store, brick and mortar, who has to be on a set schedule most of the time. Cons of selling your products at vendor markets. Weather dependent. It depends on, if you're outside, if it's raining, a lot of times the event either gets canceled or you have to bring a tent. And usually when it rains, a lot of times people are not going to show up at those events. So, which then can diminish your potential for making sales, because now they're not coming. It's raining. And if you're like, me, you live in Minnesota, a lot of the vendor markets that happen during the wintertime, you got to worry about if it's going to be a major storm the day of. So, another con is variable foot traffic. Attendance it varies depending on what may be going on. Right now, we have the Minnesota State Fair. Typically, everybody's at the State Fair. So if anybody's planning events during this time of year, most likely won't get a lot of foot traffic because everyone's at the fair for the next couple of weeks. Time consuming, setting up, selling, and tearing down can take up an entire day. And it may not be worth the effort if you're not making your sales go, or if you have low sales. Any questions? I feel like I am going very fast and I want to slow down. So if anybody has any questions so far, feel free to ask. I'm just kind of giving you guys, I'm laying the foundation because I think you guys can see where this is going. Competing vendors. Depending on the market, you may face competition from other vendors selling similar products. We talked about that. Physical effort. You're picking up heavy objects. You are setting up. You're transporting products, and it can be physically demanding. So, when you're doing these shows and you're going to these markets, you have a lot of work that has to be done, and you don't even know what the outcome is going to be. Cost of participation. While it's generally, I know there's markets nowadays. The last market I did was $95. And I think I did make my quota back. I broke even, maybe made a few dollars over that. But vendor fees, you're thinking of travel expenses, the gas that you spent, setup costs. And then for those of you who do premium events, if you're paying more than 50, I paid 95, so that's pretty much $100. And then to break even, And then limited sales volume. You might be limited in the amount of inventory you can bring. I know a lot of questions. People say, well, how many candles should I bring? And, you don't know how many you should bring because you're like, are they going to sell out, or am I going to be carrying a bunch of product home with me? Yes, you're basically setting up a whole store outside. Yes, exactly. Now let's get to the good stuff. And y'all know I had to put my girl Beyonce in this. So let's get to the good stuff as to why you need to do your own event. So I set the foundation up. Vendor fees. I've got, yes. And see, I haven't done a vendor market in a minute, but I know, like I said, the market I did is you have to apply to get in. So they just don't accept anybody. You apply to get in, and she has a designated number of people who can sell certain things. So she's only going to have 5 people selling candles, 4 people selling skincare, 7 jewelry people. It's like that. It's set up that way. But even, like I said, the last event, I felt like everybody there was selling candles, and I was like, yeah, I'm done. So yeah. 10 important reasons why you should curate your own events. And I feel like I might be going a little faster than okay. Brand control.
Oh, you know what? I wanted to add something to that too. Is that a lot of the times we are setting up these things by ourselves.
Yes.
So we're lifting up those heavy boxes. We're moving things around. So I wanted to add that too.
Yes. And I'm glad you said that, because I was thinking about that earlier too when I was thinking about this presentation. Most of the time we are doing this by ourselves. And I did the majority of my events I did by myself. And you're trying to put up a tent, and then you're hoping that somebody there, one of the vendors there, thankfully one of the vendors there, a couple of vendors there see you struggling. You need help with your tent, and they're helping with your tent. And then when you ask people to help you, you're hoping they come on time, and they do. It's a lot. So thank you, Nikki, for bringing that up, because it is a lot of work, and you don't even have a guarantee that you are going to do well at these events. And so a lot of times you feel a little like defeated because you put all this, not only did you put like financial resources, but you're only, your physical, like you're carrying stuff, you're picking up stuff, you're calling people to come help. And then what I like to do, and if I call someone to help me with the show, I want to pay them either barter. I'm like, well, I can pay you in products,
Mm-hmm.
or
Something.
I can buy you a Caribou coffee. I can buy you E. Miller says 600 is my last vendor. What? That sounds like Essence Fest type of vendor fee.
I paid 1,500.
Wow.
And another thing is, not to mention, you're staying up all hours of the night trying to prepare for this event.
Yes. Okay, get down. My cousin's cat. I'm cat sitting, y'all. My cousin's cat he decided he wanted to come up and join the fun. Sorry about that. So brand control. Hosting your own event allows you to fully control the branding. And what I like about hosting my own events is that I think I told you guys a story about an event that happened a couple of winters ago during Black History here. One of the curators of the event ended up getting into some trouble, and that whole event had it was on the news. It was smudged. Like, they really smeared. It was a smear campaign on that event. Well, mostly the person that was there. The person that was curating it, but it wasn't a good look. And I wanted to be a part of that event so bad because Pinky Cole was supposed to be here, and apparently she was never supposed to. It was a lot. It was a mess. So when you have your own event, you don't have to worry about stuff like scandals and stuff like that happening. And you really get to, and it doesn't even have to be a scandal. You really get to have the say-so in how your brand is presented. You can do that at a vendor market, but it's just different when you have your own space, your own designs, your own decorations. It's just yours, and you don't have to worry about outside factors impacting the success of your event. And you can make sure that the event is a part of your brand's identity and value. So again, going back to the event that I wanted to be a part of, I didn't want to be a part of an event where the person that was hosting this event is like being ran through the mud on the news because they were doing something they had no business doing. I didn't, who wants to be a part of something like that? And they see Flo Wessons was a part of that. And, you just like, and you don't really have control over that. That's the problem. So when you have your own thing going on, you have control over that. You can say, whatever happens is on you. So if anybody's doing anything scandalous on your team, better make sure they ain't doing nothing scandalous on your event, so you know exactly what's going on, because it does reflect you. So when you host your own event, it does, keep in mind, this is a reflection of you and your brand. Kim says, I'm really loving this because I'm allergic to participating in vendor events. Too much effort for sometimes little to no. Yes. And Melissa said, I pay my husband in food. Yes. And Essence Fest is well over 2K. Yeah, it probably is now. I think when I applied for Essence Fest, it was 800, and this was pre-COVID. So it probably is about $2,000 now. And that was probably, and I guess maybe, I don't know if it was because of the section I had, or I don't know, but I know it was a long time ago. It was about 800, maybe 1,000. I pay in food, I pay in product, and my mom, when she helps me, I will give her like $20. I was like, I can give you $20. But that's the thing about hosting your own events. You get you a team together and you barter. You the same way you do it for a market that you have no control over, that you're paying these fees for, that you're paying these astronomical fees. You can put that money into your own event and do you. So number 2 is direct customer engagement again. And the reason why I talked about vendor markets first, because I want to see you guys to see that the same thing you're doing for vendor markets, there's no excuse why you can't do it for yourself, because you're already doing it at a vendor market. You're already having these direct customer engagement. You're already talking to them. You're already sharing experiences with them, as far as like how they can use your candle, how they can use your body butter, how they can wear this fedora, how they can wear these t-shirts. You've already done this at a market that you don't pay this fee for. You can now take the money that you've invested into that market. That $100 I spent to get to that market that had 20 other candle makers could have been $100 put down on the venue to host my own event. And I could do the same thing. And I have more control, because a lot of these events, you don't have control over. These vendor events, you don't have control over. You got to be there by 6. You got to set up by 9. You got to, you get 2 chairs. You might get 1 chair. You have to bite off a part of your leg. You got to give your half arm. You got to do all this stuff for these events, all these rules. And I get it. It's they're curating their event. So again, I get it. But when you have your own thing, you can make your own rules. And unless you're in a venue where you have to, of course, abide by their rules when you're renting out a space. But for the most part, as far as the event and the experience yourself, you are in control of all that, opposed to, and I'll tell you guys a story too, when I was at a vendor market. So it was one of those, and I don't want to call it janky, because this person they're looking out for the community. So, but it wasn't my type of event. So I went there, and I had my mom was with me, and I had set up my candles. And so the host comes over, and he's like, well, I need you to move your table over a little bit because it's kind of in the way. And he was being petty. My table wasn't really obstructing it, but I was like, all right, I'm not going to be combative. I'm not going to I'll move it over. So I moved it over, and I guess that wasn't good enough. So he decides that he was going to move my table for me, and then he breaks one of my candles. Candle fell right on and I'm like, first of all, why would you move someone's table that has candles? And honestly, the space that he was trying to move it was like literally like a small inch. And I'm like, really? It's stuff like that really makes me like, you know what? Yeah, I'm done. So I always like to, yes, $20, Nikki. I'm done, because I will act up. I will act up. I'm a very kind person, but when you play with my candles and you try to mess with me, it's a whole nother side. So yeah, I'm done with you. So personalized experience, number 3. You're curating your own event allows you to create a tailored experience that resonates with your target audience, making it more memorable and impactful. And I know a lot of your brands I'm familiar with. And I know that for many of you, the way you guys are showing up, I can already see how you having your own events is really going to it's going to really take you out of here. It's going to you guys will be unstoppable. And so I really hope tonight's presentation I want to start seeing some advertisements and ads for live events, whether it's virtual, whether you're having it at a space in your local where you live. I want to see more live sales, and we're going to get to all that. So I'm going to speed this up because I have a lot of slides. So increase brand visibility, hosting events and some of the stuff may sound repetitive, but you get it. Hosting events can boost your brand's visibility in the market, attracting new customers and increasing recognition, which again, we talked about this with markets. The same thing you're doing in markets, you can do for your own events. So I don't want to hear anybody talking about, well, I don't really know how to. You're doing it already with the markets. You're doing it. It's almost like when I first started making candles, I was on Etsy, and I love Etsy. I think I'm actually trying to go back to Etsy. But when I started, I didn't have my own website. So Etsy was my website, and I was getting a lot of sales on there. And then I decided, I want to start going on my own. And because Etsy had rules, Etsy had their own, and Shopify does too, but Etsy had their own rules on how, how you can make your product and other things that were going on. So I'm like, now that I've got this traction going, I'm going to do my own thing and get my own website. And I'm not sure if that was a good idea. I probably could have stayed on Etsy. I probably could have stayed on Etsy and made a lot more sales, because when I went to Shopify on my own, it was crickets. So I was like, that didn't make sense. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. When I first transitioned from Etsy to Shopify, I was like, why did I do that? So it's kind of like in the same thing. You're transitioning from being on someone else's platform or doing, on someone else's event to doing your own thing. So look at it like that. He did. Oh, yes, he did pay for that candle. I'm sorry, because my mom was with me. My mom don't play. My mom from Memphis, Tennessee, and she don't play. And she was like, "Sir, you're gonna have to pay for that candle." And he's like, "All right, I'm gonna pay for it." And he came back with that. He said, "How much is it?" It was $25 candle, and he came with the money. Yes, Nikki, he sure did pay for it. Chris Marie said, "Aquarius energy, nice, but do not play." Yes. He did pay for that candle. I'm sorry. I meant to add that little caveat in there. He sure did. Yes, Deltra Memphis. My mom from Memphis, and she don't play. And she told him, I couldn't even get it out of my mouth. She was like, "You gonna pay for that candle today?" So we're going to continue on with our 10 important reasons. Number 5 is revenue generation. Let me tell you, when you create your own events, yes, it costs money to put these events on. But guess what? You're going to have your products there, and you're going to sell your products because they're not only are they looking to experience the class or the event, they are there to buy your products too, because they don't have to wait for the shipping. They don't have to go on or order online. They don't have to go through all those steps. They've eliminated at least 4 steps, and they get straight to you. They get to talk to you. They get to tell you, give you some recommendations, feedback. All this stuff is happening. So again, back to revenue generation, though, you're going to make money because not only are you selling that event, you're also selling your products there. So you can have your candle making class, but then you got your wax melts, you got your wick trimmer, you got your reed diffusers, whatever it is that you sell. And I know a lot of you sell more than candles. So you're going to be selling all this stuff, and you're going to be getting money from selling your products. So when you plan your events, do not forget to bring your products, because that's going to be the money maker too. You might make not a little bit of money, but just know that when you're, depending on the scale of your event, the money from the tickets may not necessarily, I wouldn't say revenue until you get to a certain, I won't say level, but once you start doing enough events to where you see where things are working and what's not working, but that money is where you bring your products, because I'm telling you, they're looking for that. So when you bring when you do your candle making classes, and I know some of you said pop-ups. So pop-ups are similar to like a vendor market, but you're just doing it on your own scale. But if you're doing an event like a perfume class, candle making class, bring your products with you, because they want those products. And just set up like you would at a vendor market. Networking opportunities. Your event can become a hub for networking. Yes. One thing about the candle making class, not candle making, perfume bar. A lot of my customers were able to meet each other and began to talk to each other, and they start to build that, like I said, the community. When we say we have a community, that's what it means. And to see my community come together in real time, that was amazing. I loved it. And not only that, you're also connecting with people in your industry. You're connecting with people. I got a connection through a candle making class I did last fall. And the person worked for one of the not magazine, newspapers, a local Black-owned newspaper in Minneapolis called the Sister Spokesman. And if you go on my page, you'll see the feature. One of the ladies that was at that candle making event, she worked for that magazine, and she wanted to do a special feature on me. And she put my name in. She gave my name to the people that do the write-ups. So things like that can happen. I had no idea. I was actually collaborating with someone who asked me to do a candle making class with her in collaboration to her event that she was doing. So there are so many opportunities that can come from having your own events. Now, you can have networking opportunities at vendor markets, and I know many of you have. But again, you're already doing the thing. So having those networking opportunities just at your event, because a lot of times when people are at these markets, they're trying to do a lot of different things at one time. They're trying to buy from you. They see somebody over there that got jewelry. I got to go talk to the jewelry lady. There's a lot of distractions. So when they're at your event, they're just focused on you and your event. So something to think about. Content creation, number 7. Events provide rich content opportunities, photos, videos, and testimonials that can be used in marketing efforts long after the event is over. I have slides in here, pictures in here that I've used and that I've had since 2018 from my events. So you can definitely get tons of pictures and content to use for months to come, years to come. When you're and then when and we'll talk about this too. When you get into like people asking you for portfolio for like all the events you've done, you can have these pictures in there. Hey, this is what we did for my candle making class back in fall of 2024. This is what I did the summer of 2024. And people get to see and they get to get an idea of who you are as a brand. And they get to see that you're doing great things. Number 8 is customer loyalty. Exclusive events can foster a sense of community and loyalty among your customers, making them feel valued and more likely to return. Again, it's customer loyalty. And I think that's it's exclusivity of the event that makes them feel like, wow, she really put this on for us. She really cares enough about, or he cares enough about us to have this event specifically for us, her community, her tribe. And that will make me feel good. If when I go to events, case in point, the Black Candle Makers Club. I'm the vice president of the Black Candle Makers Club. And we put events on, we put our whole heart into it. And we want to make sure the event is geared towards making the members feel like we did this for y'all. We don't put just anything together. We don't just say, hey, we're just going to put this event together and we're going to charge y'all arm and a leg. And then hopefully, we're just going to make sure it's whatever. Your heart goes into these kind of things. It's from the heart and it's with love. And so you want to make sure that when you're putting these events on, you're putting your all into it. And it's like a love letter to your tribe and to your customers. Number 9 is market research. Hosting your events allows you to test new products. You gather feedback and observe customer behavior in real time. So you get to see what, when I do my perfume bars, when I was doing them, I would see just the excitement alone of them making their favorite fragrance or things that they feel like, or blending scents that they feel speak to them and who they are. They, hey Jules, hey sis. They want to make sure they just pure excitement. Like they're like kids at a candy store. They're so happy because they get to create. And I specifically, or intentionally rather, use the word signature because I want them to know that this is something that's going to speak about, this is you. This is what you say that you smell like, or this fragrance is going to be a representation of you. So when you leave here, when you wear this fragrance after you leave here, this is something that's going to be, this is you. So when people are like, oh, what are you wearing? Oh, I made this at this perfume making class. And it's you. It speaks to who you are. This is what I feel like when I wear this. I feel confident. I feel sexy. I feel this or that when I wear this perfume. And that's what you want your customers to feel like that whether it's wearing a piece that they made at your event, whether they made a candle, a perfume, whatever it is, you want them to feel, you can notice the behavior that they have. They get really happy and excited to be there and to make their own stuff. Number 10, last but not least, number 10, flexibility and innovation. You have the freedom to be creative and innovative, experimenting with different formats, themes, and experiences that set your brand apart from competitors. And that's one of my favorite things. You get to do you when you are hosting your own event. You get to do it your way, how you want it to look, how you want it to everything's on you. Everything's on you. And you don't have to worry about when you go to market sometimes. I don't want to say they have like dress code and nothing like that. They don't really have dress codes, but you can't, we don't want you can't have bright lights, or you can't have your candle burn. You can't do this, you can't do that. And you get to you have freedom. And I think a lot of us enjoy freedom as entrepreneurs. We enjoy having that freedom. And so curating your own event definitely gives you that freedom to do things your way, whether it's from the visuals, from how you want your setup to look. You have freedom over all of that. So again, similar to vendor markets, you have your setup, you have your freedom to do your setup, but you get to do it on your way, and it's your thing. So I'm going to take a quick break. How many people now are planning on hosting their own events? within the next month. Put a 1 in the chat. If you're planning on hosting an event within the next month, put a 1 in the chat. I need to see some ones. Why did my screen go off? Oh, that's weird. Hold on, you guys. I'm gonna stop sharing.
It was me. It was me. It was me.
Oh, was it? Oh, hold on 1 second. This computer, I tell you, it
was definitely me. I had took it off because you were saying you wanted to see ones, so I was trying to show you.
I was like, wait a minute, where did my screen go? Okay, so let's try this again with I sure did take it off. I was like, wait a minute. Okay, so when entire screen. There we go. Share.
You're back.
Oh, wait. There we go. Okay. All right.
You ready, sis?
We wasn't supposed to do this, but anyways, I'm ready. So there's a small delay here, so I'm looking at my phone. Okay. I think everything's up now. So types of events can everybody see my screen? Okay, Kim says not within the next month before year end. E. Miller, after doing it on another platform, I realized it was a way to go. It was great feedback. Okay. All right. I love to see the ones. And your event does not necessarily have to be at an actual event space. We have Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. We have all those things that you can do to your own event. So we're going to get into that now. You can do, like I said last week, you can do a perfume fragrance bar where you create your own perfume, cologne, or signature fragrance. Candles, you can teach your attendees how to make their own candles. You can teach them how to make their own skincare products, or you can pre-make the skincare product and then just have them create their own custom blend to put in the skincare product. You can do that too, because it can be a lot making your own body butter and things like that. So keep it simple. Live sales, make a body scrub with me. So I want to pause there. And the reason why I put that in there for live sales is because for those of you who are maybe a little camera shy or feel like I don't know where to start with making your own events. Now, live sales you can do on IG. We're going to get on or Facebook. We're going to talk about that later. But one of the things I would highly recommend for those of you who make skincare products or who make candles, you can actually do this with anything. I would take something that's the easiest for you to make and do like a live thing. I did this one time where you make a body scrub with me. So what you can do is you can take a product that's very easy to make, or take something that you do that's very easy to do that your audience will not have any issues doing on their own in their home. So what I did was you can take your body scrubs are pretty easy to make because pretty much everybody has sugar, oil, and some fragrance in their house some kind of way. And if they don't, they can get it on Amazon. And just do like a simple make a body scrub with me to get yourself accustomed to being live and be in front of the camera. Or even when you decide to transition to like live events, like in-person events, you'll start to get a hang of it, because I know sometimes going into it cold turkey where you've never done it before, if you've never done a live event before, it can kind of feel like a lot, but that's why I'd say do test events. So this will be like a way for you to do a test event, like a live. It should say you can do live sales, but what I meant to say was make a body scrub with me. It's kind of like your way of introducing your yourself to like being in front of people, and then eventually start selling. So I would highly recommend that too. If you are camera shy and you're not really sure on how to start, Just do something simple and have your audience either make it with you or watch you make it online, and then kind of go from there. So another type of event you can curate are pop-ups. You can do your own candles. You can do your own skincare. You can do your own pop-up shop. Like, you really can do your own pop-up thing and get some people together that y'all all make something different and do your own pop-up. You can do that too. And there are various events you can host, but always stick to what's easiest for your first event. Do not do anything super difficult. And we talked about that last week. Yes, it was a clay mask. Yes, Kimberly, you have a great memory. Yes, it was a clay mask. I didn't make a body scrub. It was a clay mask. And that really helped me get out of my camera shyness. And it really helped me. It was easier for me to talk to my audience, because a lot of times people are like, well, if I get on live, I don't know what I'm going to talk about. Get on live and make a body scrub. Hey, y'all, make this body scrub with me. Or you can let them know in advance. I'm going to be making body scrubs live. If you want to make body scrubs with me, this is what you need. And because I don't want to I want to give you guys like the tools to like do this, because I know a lot of us are introverts, and being up front and on camera is a lot. Somebody said that loving my hair, 74. Hosted a home event for my day last year, and it was great. I'm thinking about doing more events like that. Yes. Birthday. I'm sorry. My birthday. Yes. You can do home events. Yep. Yes, you can do home events. Deltra said 2 to 3 months for me. Is Emilio? I'm sorry, y'all. I'm terrible with names. I'm terrible. I have faces down pat, but when it comes to y'all, forgive me. Charge it to my head, not my heart. Yes, home events are the way you can do that too. I think you remember the passion parties, I think they were called, and people used to do the Tupperware parties is where it kind of started with the Mary Kay parties. That's where, it's nothing new. Home parties, you can do the same thing with your skincare events. Hey, I got some friends coming over. Y'all, I got some products. It's such and such birthday. I'm gonna have some products out here. And most of the time, and I know for me, whenever my friends or family members are around me, Shontelle, you got candles. My aunt's 80th birthday party was last weekend, and we have some family members come in town, and sure enough, and I said, I'm gonna bring my candles, put them in my car, because I know some of my family's gonna be asking for candles, and sure enough, I forgot them. And I had family members asking for candles. So sometimes I don't practice what I preach, but all right. So we're gonna talk about opportunities to make money. You can make money doing events, hosting these live events. What happens is, when people see your live events, they come to your event, they come to your candle making class, they come to your perfume making class, and then you start getting these inquiries. Can you come to my work event? And we want to do a team building event at my job. And I was invited last year to a nonprofit. They wanted to do a team building perfume making class, cologne making class. So you'll start getting inquiries for you to take your stuff and go to somebody's company and help their team do some team building exercises with your products and what you know. You can go to weddings. You can do a fragrance bar at a wedding. Or you can do private parties. People might say, hey, I want to do a private party. It's such and such birthday. It's an anniversary. We want to do it. We want you to come in and teach us how to make candles. School. The school year's coming up. The school kids are going back to school. And they might have you come in and do something with the teachers, do something with the staff, do something with the students. In churches, like people are always getting together at church. And actually, I told you guys last week that my candle making class was at a church. Sherelle, oh my goodness, y'all, I'm sorry, Sherelle. Hey, I'm sorry. Michelle said, don't even mention Mary Kay. Jamie said she's going to create a candle pouring event for my candle besties. Yes. Email invite with only a crazy discount to thank them. Yes. And that's another thing too. I did an Evite. Yes, Evite. And I'm gonna get to that. I did an Evite for my first event. And it just feels very, and I use the word exclusive a lot. It feels very exclusive and kind of like, oh, I got an email invite only. And I put on my evite, this is a private party. So do not invite anybody else that's not, don't, you just worry about yourself getting there. Don't be inviting no other people come to this event. So people like that. People like that. So there's opportunities to make money outside of your own events as well. So yes, we want you to do your live events, but you're going to get, I'm telling you, you're going to get opportunities because people are going to hear about your events. And especially the more creative and the more unique your event is, the more people are going to be like, we want her to be at this event. Intimate and exclusive. Yes, that's a good word. I couldn't think of the word. Exclusive was the only word that was coming to me. So let's start on the first event. So perfume fragrance bar. Now there's so many different things you can do. You don't have to do just skincare. And I know Nikki mentioned that earlier, but this is what I've done. And so I can only speak on what I've done. But I know there are people here that do clothing, that do t-shirts. So the same principle applies in most respects. And I would love to see like a t-shirt, Michi doing a t-shirt event, a live event, either online or in, do a virtual event or in person with t-shirts. Kay do something with clothes, with a styling class. And because sometimes, and this is a good idea too. Sometimes people don't really know how to put things together as far as like clothes, and you doing a live event on how to style some stuff up, and you do it from like the beginning stages to the end, and what different theories go together, like color theories, like, okay, if you put a pink t-shirt on, you can wear plaid this, something like that. I can see something like that for you somebody who does clothing and pieces. You can wear these earrings. This is what you do if you're in, the summertime, stuff like that. People like that kind of stuff, especially if they're in fashion. And I also went to one time, a couple years ago, I went to a makeup a class where she was teaching us how to wear makeup. So you can do all kind of things with the live class. Miss Lloyd said, my oldest daughter just called me because her friend wants to have a candle making class for her birthday. Look at God. Yes. And Miss Lloyd, you make candles. So you will be at that class for her birthday, teaching them how to make candles. Miss Bobby says, I was asked to host a perfume making bar for customers' 30th birthday in October. Schedule a couple with friends before then. Yes. So I there's so many opportunities to do this stuff, you guys. Like, there's no excuse. And the thing about it too is when you are not, if you're unable to do a live event, or you may not have the budget to do a live event in a space, online is so doggone easy. You get on, turn your camera on, and there you go. You got a perfume making class right there. And the thing but what I would do it on Zoom, because IG, especially if you have people paying, if you do it on IG, everybody gets access to it. But if you do it on Zoom, it's exclusive. So that's what I would recommend. But I'm just saying, if you do a live sale, kind of like what Nikki did, she did a live sale. She does live sale, and they're so intriguing, like when she does her live sales, and we'll get to that too. So let's go back to the perfume fragrance bar. I don't know how my got like this, but hold on, y'all. Okay, there's a slight delay, so I'm gonna wait for it to show up on my screen. Okay, there it goes. So with the perfume fragrance bar, if you are considering doing this, I think this is probably one of the easiest things you can do, especially my skincare folks. If you are in skincare, and you don't have to be in skincare candle making, because I make candles and did fragrance. This is like the easiest thing. And with so many people, fragrance is in. The girls are posting their fragrance combinations online. They got their Gucci Bloom with their favorite skincare product. You helping people create and this is like my second event. I think this is my second event where we were creating perfume roll-ons. And like I said, the attendees come in, they make their own perfume. And what I did was I took my bottles with the droppers in it and mixed up the fragrance oil with the carrier oil, because you don't want to put fragrance oil. You can't put fragrance oil or essential oil right on your skin. You have to have a carrier oil in there. So the materials I used were skin safe fragrance or essential oils. I did do a aromatherapy one couple of seasons ago, years ago. I'm sorry, a couple years ago during the fall season. A 10 milliliter roll-on bottle. So it's like you can get those on Amazon. It comes with the bottle, comes with the cap, and it comes with the roller ball, and you just put it all together. You stick the roller ball in there, and then you put the cap on. You're good to go. Fragrance blotters for your guests to try out the scents that they're thinking that they want, because a lot of times with scent blending, we all know as makers, every scent does not go together. So you need to have fragrance blotters there. So you're going to have materials there that you're going to have to, make sure that they have access to so they can have a good experience. Make sure you bring more than enough, because with the fragrance blotters, people are going to be trying different fragrances. I'm not saying give them don't give them 20 fragrance blotters, but just make it known that you guys, you're getting X amount of fragrance blotters. So make sure that the scents that you want are truly the scents that you want. Because you don't want people to be wasteful either. And then you have your labels, and then you just put the label on the rollerball, and it's good to go. It's so easy. The most time that's going to be spent is them finding the fragrance that they want, the scent blend that they want. And that takes a long time for a lot of people because they're trying to emulate their favorite perfumes. And I have to tell them, you guys, it's going to be very hard to do that because there are people that have degrees who formulate fragrances. You guys are not going to be able to make that in 30 minutes. So anyways, but it's fun to watch. It's fun to watch. So
You
more
do
on
have
that.
a question in here
Okay.
from Jamie. She
Mhm.
says, how do you recommend to curate scents for them to blend? Perfume bars sound so lovely. How do you recommend to curate scents for them to blend? I feel like I would need a million scents.
Yes, and I feel like that too. And as you can see, I have about 20 on there. And I'll be really honest with you, having too many scents actually becomes very chaotic because they want to try them all. So I would say the most scents would be no more than 12. If you want to bring more scents, I would say you need to have more people there to help you with helping the attendees. But scent recommendations, I always tell people to go with what they gravitate to. And a lot of them, like I said, are trying to emulate their favorite fragrances. So they've looked up the scent notes on their favorite and they try to go by that. So typically the way I do that is recommending is for them to blends that they resonate with. Like whatever, I tell them there's no rules. Whatever makes you feel at that moment, what you want to blend together, you blend that together. And I tell them, okay, I'll get more into this too. I explain scent families. I explain to them, if you're a floral person, this is a good scent to blend with floral. If you are a woodsy person, this is a good scent to blend with woodsy. And then I just kind of let them go for it. I just give them no rules, no judgment. Do it however you want. But just make sure. And I also give them, I forgot to say this too. I think, I can't remember if it came in a set, but they're vials, like little small vials that I let them use to kind of do like a pre-mix, like for them to mix it up before they do their final product, just to see. And they put a few drops of each of their scent that they want, and then they take their fragrance blotter, and then they dip it into the vial, and then they smell it to determine if that's a scent that they want to go with. So make sure, I should have put that on there too. Vials are good to have, and you can get all this on Amazon. And basically you're giving people the opportunity to test the fragrance before they actually make it. So it might seem wasteful, but I just want them to have the experience of really making their own scent, because I don't want people to, you can't please everybody. Everybody may not be happy, but for the most part, I want to make their experience as pleasant as possible without being too restrictive, if that makes any sense. But I don't want to be wasteful, but also give them the freedom to create freely without being like, well, you only get one vial, and give them 2 vials to mix up, and just let them know this is all you get, so they'll be more intentional when they are making their fragrances. Did that answer your question, Jamie? I just pretty much let them whatever it is. Okay, whatever it is that they gravitate to. Miss Bobby, you have at least 100 fragrances. You bring all of them to your event? That's a lot of fragrances. That's a lot. But I'm pretty sure you get a lot of you have some good fragrance blends that come out of that too. So examples of a fragrance bar, these are more fancy. Like this is a very fancy fragrance bar, but I want to get you guys an idea of what it looks like. This is another one. You can have your setup where you have, your pictures, you can have the ambiance, you can have their labels on your, and my labels were real. I was trying my best, y'all, but now going forward, when I have my next one, my labels will not be there was no brand. It was brand cohesiveness, but it was just a little, I can level up. I'm a level up. Janky, yes. That's my word, janky. I had brand cohesion, but it was just a little janky. So my labels are going to be a lot better for the next one. So your event setup and presentation, again, these are ways you can set up your event, as you saw where I had mine set up. You can have your event set up in a way that it just really flows with the you want your event set up to be nice and you want it to be presentable. So you ain't gonna don't be throwing stuff together. Don't be throwing stuff, try to, and if you have a person that has a good eye for that kind of stuff, get them on so they can set up your space for you while you focus on something else. Because if setting up is not your jam, like Nikki's really good with setting up stuff. Like I know my ministry and decorations and certain things are just not my jam. Nikki and Jules are really good with that kind of stuff. I'm more like, I'm over here and I'm doing me over here. Yeah. So you want to make sure, and also part of your setup can be your PowerPoint slides, audio visual equipment. Do you need microphones, lighting, handouts, brochures? So if you have any instructions that you want your guests to have, so when they are making their product or whatever they're making, they have the instructions next to them as a guide, and you're just coming by to make sure that is, they're on the right track. And remember, Pinterest is your friend. So you can go on Pinterest and you can get a plethora of ideas on how to set up your event your event for whatever you decide to have. So this is an example of a slideshow that I did. I got a few slides to show you guys. One of my events, this is probably back in 2018, one of my first couple events. So for my fragrance bar, I wanted people to know the difference between scent and fragrance. What's the difference between a scent and what's the difference between a fragrance? And then I just began to tell them fragrance is mostly related to perfume flowers, typically man-made. And then I told them scent's more like, an odor. And so you want to use fragrance is more luxury. So I tend to use fragrance a lot in my wording on, I use them interchangeably, but I try to stick to fragrance because fragrance has more of a luxury sound. Scent can be an odor too. If you smell bad feet, that's a scent. Somebody has bad feet, stinky feet or something like that. Fragrance, nobody's going to say fragrance and stinky feet in the same sentence. So I was trying to get my people to understand this is just a little information for you guys to get while you're making your scent to keep in mind. And then I talked about how our brain processes scent. And then fragrance families, I went through that. So this is just some ideas that you guys can implement in your events, giving information without being too technical because you don't want to lose people. Because most of the time they're ready to get down to the event. They're ready to get to it. So try not to be too technical, but just give them enough information to feel dangerous. Candle making events. I know a lot of you make candles. Am I missing any questions? Oh, Nikki said that round table looks nice and easy. Yes, I like that round table. It caught my eye. Yes, plethora. Scent. Yes, that's the difference between scent and fragrance. Like when people talk about perfume, scent is used interchangeably. I don't know why this PowerPoint is doing this, but we're going to speed it up. Yeah, so I wanted to give my attendees, my guests, I wanted to give them like wow, I didn't even think about that. Scent and fragrance. So when I refer to perfumes and, good smell, nice smelling things as fragrance, a scent can be anything. So supplies that you will need for your candle making class. This is the candle making class I did a couple of years ago. And as you can see, I got my products, I got my skincare, I got my candles in the white box. You need your candle wax, your pouring pitchers, trays for holding all of the supplies, stirring spoons, paper towels for cleanup. I forgot the wick sticker and I forgot the late warning label, but you guys get it. Your vessels and a scale. So these are things, and then you can also bring a heat gun too. And we're going to get into all that with when Nikki and I plan the next phase of this series. But I wanted to give you guys like just some things to keep in mind. I know some of you have already done these events, so this is probably like no, this is not news to you, but just something. And then as you can see, my setup, I had it set up in a way for the people to come. I had to go by tables because of the tight space that it was in. And each table came up and they chose they selected their scent, and then they went back to their table, and then we went through the whole candle making process. So this is just a few ways. Like I said, Pinterest is really good with giving you ideas on how to set up, because I'm not one, like I said, I'm not one to be like, "Ooh, I can see the vision. So I need help." So I know where my strengths lie. Any questions? Yes, I had one scale, and trying to think when I used the scale. Oh, I used it. What did I use the scale for? Oh, to measure out the fragrance oil. So I had the scale to measure out the fragrance oil to make sure everyone had exactly the percentage, because we use 4-ounce tins. And so I wanted to make sure that the fragrance oil, everyone got the same, the right amount, because as we know, too much fragrance can definitely affect how your candle performs. So I wanted to make sure that it was weighed out properly. So do not forget your scale. And also, it's not pictured on here, but I also had one of those Presto pots. So when I update this slide, it's going to have to be Presto pot, because you need to bring your wax and something. So, yeah. And then I would say also limit to no more than 12 people, because remember, you got to buy 12 pouring pitchers. You got to buy 12 stirring spoons, 12 vessels. You got to buy 12 of everything, because I know some people don't, for pouring pitchers, they'll have a pouring pitcher for each table, and then each person just pours designated wax. You can do it that way, but I prefer to have that person, each person has their own pouring pitcher. So if you want your attendees to have their own stuff, you're going to have to buy each person, you're going to buy one of each. So if you have 15 people, you're going to have to buy 15 pouring pitchers. Or you can do tables and then you have people pour the wax. So that way they're not touching the wax and you don't have to worry about all that. So you can do that way too. And I think that's how we ended up doing it at my event. But I prefer I want them to have more of an experience where they don't have to, they can pour their own wax. But again, sometimes for safety reasons, pouring the wax for them is it's no biggie. So however you choose to do it. And set up enough for your wax to melt and get to temp. Don't ask me how I know. Yes. Yep. I had to set up the wax to, first of all, it was not melted wax when I got there. So I had to make sure that when I was heating it up, it was heating up. I kept it on warm until the people showed up, because I didn't want my wax to get too hot. And then as we got closer, my mom was there helping me. So as we got closer and it's important to have people helping you, because and I get it, sometimes your only option is to do it on your own. But make sure that when you have people there, you're training them on how to help you. I say start that now. So those of you who are planning on having candle events or any event within the next couple of months, start training people, your husbands, your wives, your kids, your cousins, friends, whoever, sisters, whoever it is. Train them now so they can because we know kind of like second nature how this goes. But for those who are not in this space, who don't really know, you need to train them on how to, do certain things. And so I would say start training people now, start building your team now, because you don't want to do this by yourself. I know a lot of us like to do things on our own because we know it's going to be done right, but make sure you do it with a team. If you can, you don't need 20 people on your team, but just at least 2 to 3 people, including yourself. So moving on. The main event. This is you plan. This is your event. So this is me at my same event, and I got my people. Look how they focused. They focused. They trying to get them sense together, y'all. So this was from like 2018. When you plan your I went too fast. Planning your event. Do your research. We talked about this last week. The photos look professional. I think my uncle's a photographer, and I do believe he was taking photos at that event. I think that was him, or somebody had their camera. It was either camera or I think it was professional. Y'all, this is like 2018. I can't remember. But thank you. Do your research. We talked about this last week. Understand the demand for candles in your area and identify your target audience. Do they want to make candles, or do they want to make perfume? And I put candles there as just like it could be anything. Candles, perfume. Make sure you know this before you create your event, because if nobody wants to, and I did this on my stories too. I told my butter babes and candle cuties, I told them, I said, hey, I'm planning another event, but I need to know what y'all want. Help me out. And they told me I had it's neck and neck, y'all. Skincare, candles, and perfume. So it's real neck and neck. I'm like, I might start with candles, and then since I've never done an actual candle class on my own, so I might just start with candles and then just kind of go down the line. So do a poll. Find out from your people, what do they want to do. They may not want to make candles. They may not want to make skincare. So find out what they want to make and then act accordingly. Like I said last week, use focus groups to test your event. Invite your friends and family to your event. Test from start to finish. This is where you will discover what works and what needs improvement. And I think that's probably one of the best things I could have done, was do a test group to see where, and I knew there were some bottlenecks, which was from after the event to purchasing products. It was like a mad rush. People were coming to purchase products, and I was trying to take payments. I was trying to bag them, and it was a lot going on. It was very chaotic. So I knew then that was a bottleneck, and I needed to figure out how for next time have someone, either I'm going to be doing the sales and then have someone doing something over with the candles or skincare, whatever the actual event part is, and then the sales part. So keep that in mind. Sorry, y'all. Okay, and also we didn't talk about this part. Determine your purpose and goals for this event. What is your purpose for having this event? Do you just want this event to be something that you just want people to come together and you want them to just are you introducing your brand? Are you reintroducing your brand? Do you want this to be a money-making event where you're trying to make more money? You want to have another stream of income? Determine your goal and purpose of the event. So that way you are able to plan better, opposed to just putting something together and not really having a purpose. So start by understanding the event's purpose. Is it to generate sales, increase brand awareness, build customer relationships? Clear goals will guide budget allocation. And that's something that I definitely struggled with, because I wanted to do all the things, but I did not price my event properly. And we're going to get to that too. It's 7:30. Okay, y'all. Ooh. Okay, hour and a half. I'm going to speed this up. Evaluate the event scale. Determine the scale of your event based on your budget. If funds are limited, a smaller, more intimate gathering may be more feasible, which is totally fine. If you can only do an event for 5 people, like Cheryl said, she has stuff in her house. You can do something at your home, get some food, order some food, have your friends come over and do an event that way, because I don't want you spending all this money for an event and then you're going in the red, and you had a good time, but now it's like you really didn't make any money, and it's like now you're stressed out because you spent all your money on it's a lot. So and remember, my event for $25, So we're going to get into that. Keep that in mind. My event for $25, and you guys are going to be like, I know you lying when I show you this other part. So I think I put that in there twice. Do your research. Outline major expense categories. So the venue, that's going to be like one of your biggest, if you're having it at the venue, that's going to be one of your biggest, like where a lot of your money's going to go. If you have connections or you have somebody that can give you a free venue space, perfect. But a lot of times your money is going to go towards your venue. Knowing your goals for the event also helps decide who to invite. Yes. Yep. Good point, Kim. Good point. Definitely. Because if you got $500 that you can spend, you're going to definitely be very clear on who you want there. Marketing and promotion. How much money do you want to allocate to marketing this event? Do you want to do Facebook ads? Are you doing Instagram ads? Are you going to how do you plan on promoting this event to get more, like we were talking about, the new people that we want to come in? We're going to have to reach them some kind of way. How are we going to do that? Staffing, include costs for that. So if you are planning on paying people, how are you going to pay them? I pay in product. I pay in usually, if product, because most of the time that's what they want. I'll do 2 candles for helping you for 2 hours, stuff like that. So make sure you have. I believe in paying people for helping me. That's me. Now, some people, and most of the time, people are like, "Oh no, don't worry about it." But I like to pay people for their time, because you took time out to help me with this event, and you took time from whatever it is that you were doing in your own personal life to help me. I'm definitely going to pay you. May not be in money, may not be monetary, but it's going to be in something, product, dinner, coffee, something like that. So pay your people, and that could be bartering, whatever that is. Decorations and setup, factor in the cost for that. Your gift bags, the stuff that you're going to put in gift bags. And I think I told you guys last week that I went to the dollar store and I got dollar store has a lot of cute stuff. I got some nice journals, pens, candy. I threw all that stuff in a bag. And one thing I will say about the gift bags, make sure everybody gets the same thing. Yes, Nikki, dollar store be popping. Make sure everybody gets the same thing. I made the mistake of I thought I was being, different. Oh, everybody's going to get, I'm sweating too. I'm going to get different color journals for everybody, so everyone can feel, they're not getting the same thing. Well, this person was related to me, so it wasn't, they were related to me, and she saw that one other person had a journal that was more colorful than the one she had, and she was like, "Oh, I want that one." And it's like, oh my God. So one way, you don't have to, but one way I try to alleviate all the extra is to give everybody the same thing. Just give them, everybody gets the same pen, everybody gets the same journal, everybody gets the same. Now candy, you can't really help. You just throw candy in the bag, but that's hard because people are going to see, if they see somebody with a red journal and they got a black one, they're going to want the red one. So just get everybody the same thing. Get them all the same thing if you choose to do gift bags. Expenses and revenue. Figure out what your expected revenue is. Project how much revenue you expect to generate in this event. And I did not do that. My first few events, I did not do that. I just started spending money. Tell them to switch amongst each other. Yes. Yep. But this person didn't want to switch. They wanted their journal. So I just said, everybody's getting the same thing because y'all ain't going to worry me like this. So I didn't do that, you guys. I was just excited about planning this event. So again, I walked so you guys could run. Figure that stuff out before you plan the event. So there's that. Prioritize your expenses. Rank your expenses based on importance. I would not ball out on gift bags if you have not paid for the event space yet. Do not ball out on food if you have not bought supplies yet. So keep that in mind. I know we get excited. And this is another thing I would do too. We all know somebody that is good with project management. project coordination. I think we all kind of have somebody in our networking circle. Maybe it's somebody that you work with that you trust, somebody that you, a friend, family member, coworker, somebody that you trust to help you in your project management thing, to help you manage your project. And I think that'll be a good, if you can get somebody to, and they can do it for free, or they'll do it for a candle, or they'll do it for a jar of body butter. Get somebody that's good with that kind of stuff. And also, I meant to add this to the slide. If you cannot get that person, Trello, the app, Trello, is a good app for managing the event. So if you're planning this event by yourself, let's say you're working with a small scale and you need to plan your event and you're like, okay, I don't have anybody that can really help me as a project manager or events manager. Trello is going to be your best friend because you get to put in all this information. Hey, you got your board, you got your list, and it's going to tell you. And I think we're going to, while I'm talking, we're going to put that in the class, sis. Trello is my best friend, and they know BCMC team. I had that Trello every meeting. I'm putting this in Trello. So I got to speed this up. Include a contingency fund. Set aside a portion of your budget for unexpected expenses. A general rule is to allocate 10 to 15% of your budget to this fund. So make sure that if you are planning your candle events, your perfume events, whatever it is, you're allocating funds to contingency funds. So if something happens, you have some funds in place to be able to offset anything that kind of goes off the rails. Leverage your partnerships and sponsorships. Consider collaborating with other brands or seeking sponsorships to offset some of the costs. So we talked about that last week, getting with some of your local restaurants, bars, wineries, whatever it is that might be going on. You want to start collaborating because, again, we do not want to do this. We don't have to do this by ourselves. What do you do for repeat attendees? That's a good question. I haven't really thought about that. I haven't done anything specific for repeat attendees. I think what I did one time was I gave a discount on the ticket. But you don't want to do that every single time you host an event. So you might want to find another way. But I think the first time, because I had some people that came to like more than 2 events. And so what you could do is maybe give them a small discount. I also gave a group rate because one of the young ladies that came to my first event, she brought like 5 other people with her. And I gave her a group discount for bringing her people with her to my event because that helped me sell out. I think I had 15 open slots. And I think when she brought the last group of people, that I was sold out. Even your backyards, if you have space. Yep, especially during this time of year. If you live you live in Texas where it's hot all year round, you can do that. Maybe a punch card like a coffee shop. Yes, save X. Yes, that's a good idea. Because I never thought about repeat customers, but I always try to, I always want to look out for them. So I'm like, man, you guys, they spend money but again, my events were only $25. So that was a discount in itself, like 3 times over. All right, y'all. So event marketing strategy. I'm going to show you a video of what I did. It's taking a while to load up too. That's a great suggestion, Miss Jamie. Backyard is right up my alley, Nikki. Think tea party-ish. Yes. Yep. Oh, Miss Kim, I can totally see you doing a tea party. So this is this video that you see. It's what my event. Okay, hold on. Let's go back. Let's go back here. All right. So this is I'm waiting for it to show up on the other end here because it's a small delay. So it's a video of my event what I posted on Eventbrite. So this is what it looks like. So I just had my picture of my bottles. Eventbrite doesn't let you do a whole lot as far as design, but I wanted to, this is location, refund policy, reasons why they need to come, girls' night. I don't know if you guys can see it. I don't know if it's big enough for you guys to see, but kind of like you get the idea. What I gave them information about the event details, and then they were able to on the right side purchase their tickets. So this is just an example of what you can do on Eventbrite or whatever platform you want to go on. If you want to send private emails, however you want to promote the event, this is one way you can do it. Now, this is the first event. This is the test. Remember I told you that test group that I did? This is the, hold on, because it's, okay, there we go. This is the event, Evite. This is when Evite was popping. So that's what I put in my Evite. It was telling them that they were invited to this event. This was in 2018, October 2018. And I told them this is a private event, not open to the public. Mocktails and light hors d'oeuvres will be served. So I really want to make it cute and make them feel like, hey, this is an event you want to attend. A loyalty card. Yep, that's good. That's good. This is how my first website looked. So this is an example of an email for one of my virtual sip and scents. So Eventbrite sent this out, and this is what I think I sent it out through Eventbrite, but this is the email that went out, and basically for like a Zoom, and I know I kind of skipped ahead, but this is what an example of what it would look like. You send an email, and this is what I did for my aromatherapy one. Now, this is the one I talked about where I did the aromatherapy boxes, where I had the attendees decide on which essential oil blend they wanted. Did they want to focus on sleep? Did they want to focus better? Did they want to relax their mood? So you really want to be intentional with these types of events, because you want people to feel like, dang, she's curating an event that's going to focus. I get to make my own blend so I can sleep better, because I'm dealing with insomnia. I can't sleep. I've been groggy at work. I get to make a blend that is going to help me sleep. I'm coming to this. Focus. I've been all over the place. I'm distracted. So much is going on. I got kids. I got work. I got my business. I got all these different things, and I need to focus. So this is the one I want. So you see where this is going. That's my intention, was to make people feel like they were seen, and that they were going to make something that was going to benefit them. After they made it, it was going to benefit them. All right. So this is an example of my first flyer. My cousin, now remember that $25 entry fee that I had for my event? So tickets are $25. Y'all, my cousin charged me $30 to make this flyer. Thank you, Nikki. Yeah, my cousin, she's 25, and her and her dad, my cousin, they are one ticket. Yep. They're both graphic designers, and they're amazing. So she created this was $25, and I had a nerve to say spaces are limited. Yeah. They're not gonna be limited at $25. Yes, Miss Lois. I wasn't thinking. I was excited, and I thought $25. I can't believe, I'm ashamed, y'all. I am so ashamed of myself that I charged them people $25, and this flyer cost $30. Moving on. This was the second one she made. I don't have the price on there. This one I left the price off, but this is the event marketing strategy that you can use. Social media. I posted this on social media. It was on Instagram. You can do it on Pinterest if you're on Pinterest. Yeah, Michelle. Oh dear. It's on. Yes, I think you did. I didn't really. Yeah, I was out in these streets. I was planning me some events. Your local print advertising, you can do that too. You can put it in the local paper. You can put it in, because I think some of the I know some of these I know one of the people here, they have a Black business marketplace, not marketplace, but it's a directory. And you can tell people about the different events you got going on. So you got that, Eventbrite or other ticketing platform, influencer partnerships. You can get with some influencers. And then when you're sending out your marketing, make sure you're directing yours at candle enthusiasts, DIY crafters, home decor enthusiasts, gift givers, couples looking for a romantic experience. These are things that you want to target. These are people you want to target because they are more likely to come to this event. I think I might have charged $35 for this event. Again, Eventbrite. This is another Eventbrite for my virtual aromatherapy class. Kind of like going through just the how it looks when you go on Eventbrite. Now, this was in 2018. I'm sure we have evolved. I'm pretty sure you can do the same thing on Canva now. You can just send something out on Canva. But you do want to be on a ticketing system that allows you, and I think Eventbrite, I think there's a new one called forgot the name, it's tix.com or tickets.com, but there's different platforms now that you can use to sell tickets to your event. So use whichever one. Now, Eventbrite does take out fees, and I'm sure most of these ticketing platforms will take fees out of the ticket. So include that in your pricing too. The ticket, you can either pass it on to the member, or I mean not the member, to the attendee, or you can incur those costs yourself, however you choose to do it. So virtual events, let's fast forward to virtual events. They have become increasingly popular in recent years, offering a convenient and cost-effective way to connect with audiences around the world. So if you ever want to host a virtual event and you want to save money, maybe money is, you just don't want to spend the money right now on a live event, virtual events are the way to go. Because the money you would spend on a venue is you pay in Zoom. With that, I think Zoom charges $16 a month to use their premium service. So $16 versus $200 for a space. Hosting your own events can provide numerous benefits for your brand, including increased reach, engagement, and lead generation. So keep that in mind. Yes, you can do it all in Canva. You can do it all in Canva. How virtual events impact your brand. So this is a picture of the rollerball perfume aromatherapy. This is a picture of what my rollerballs look like. So this is basically what the attendees are going to be using for the virtual. This is when I had my virtual aromatherapy class. And so it increases brand awareness and visibility, enhance customer engagement and loyalty, position your brand as a thought leader in your industry. You're generating leads and driving sales, and you build strong relationship with customers and partners. And even though it's not live as far as in person, I can touch you and feel you, it's still live in the sense that you can talk to them, you can engage, you can you can do what you would normally do, opposed to online. You really can't do that through an online website. Any questions? Okay, IG Live. Now, I got to use my sis for this one because she's been showing out on IG Live. If you have not been watching Nikki's live sales, y'all. So let's say you're cut out all the I don't want to be in person. I just want to be online because I feel comfortable there. I'd rather start online with an IG Live sale. You can do it. You can sell your products live, give special discounts, games, i.e. Bubble Babes live sale. You can do that. Make a scrub with me. This is a great way to break your shyness of fear of going live. And I talked about this earlier. Most of these ingredients people already have in their home, and it doesn't take long, and it's easy to do. So there's no excuse in this, you guys. Even if you might say, well, I'm on a tight budget right now. I can't really do anything in person. Virtual, I really don't have I don't want to do anything virtual. We still have a way for you to do your thing, which is online. Pour a candle live as a teaser for your candle making event. So these are things that you can be doing to build up the hype of the event. Or if you really don't, you're just trying to slowly build yourself up into getting on camera or doing things live or doing a Zoom live. You just want to test out how it's going to work. You can do an IG Live. You can just go on live or Facebook. TikTok. I think LaRasha said she was going to go on Facebook Live, TikTok Live. So these are different ways you guys can get started on doing live events. It doesn't have to be in an actual venue. You can do live events anywhere there's an actual camera for you to Facebook, IG Live. I'm surprised Pinterest ain't got nothing at this point. How people can go live. You can go live. And that's it, you guys. You can join the tribe. You can follow me on Instagram at Fluorescence, Facebook at Fluorescence, TikTok, Fluorescence Candles, and my website, www.fluorescence.com. I hope that this was helpful. I hope that you guys will take the information that you were giving today to be ready for the next phase of this endeavor that Nikki and I are planning for you to start to take that leap. And I expect to see people going live. I expect to be torn between y'all going to have a sign up list of who's going live, who's going to be having these events, because you guys are taking this information and running with it. Because I'm telling you, there's money to be made. And for those of you who live in like the colder states like Minnesota, Midwest, virtual events are the way to go. And I already gave you the cheat code on how to do that with the perfume bar. That's like the most cost-effective way to get started. If you can't do the perfume bar, do something easy. So thank you, Miss Kim. Thank you, Melody. Do something that, make sure you like it. Because if you don't like making perfume, I don't want you doing an event that you don't like. Do something that you genuinely like doing. And I know you guys all like doing something. So even if it's not making a candle, do a wax melt. Hey, y'all, I know some of y'all don't like burning candles. Let's make some wax melts and let them make their own wax melts. Options are endless. Cheryl said this was great. Thank you, Sean. You guys are so welcome. I'm excited for you guys because I just already know this is going to be a thing where you guys are going to be having these events, and I'm excited. I'm excited.
And the live sale, we're going to talk about that. We're going to go more in depth about that. I don't know if I'm going to do it on Coffee with Nikki. I'm going to do it on my YouTube membership, but I'm definitely going to be talking about doing YouTube lives. I mean not YouTube, Instagram lives. Because with my live sale, I incorporated doing the scoops videos that everybody is a trending thing right now. And I wanted to see how can I incorporate what I do into doing scoops without creating another business. Because you leave it up to me, I will create another business. But I certainly will, right? And I may not be actively doing it. I may do it when I'm excited, but you know what I'm saying? I will probably do that. But I said, you know what? How can I make it with what I'm already doing? And so it's a live event. People are excited. People loves to see me scoop out the products, see what they're gonna get, try something different, see other people's orders get impact. They love that. You know, and so this has become a different way for me to have a different stream of income. Because yes, I have my general sales on my website. And then I have my people that I'm engaging with them, but I don't know how engaged they really are. And the longer you're on, it seems like the people just keep on coming in. I was on live for 4 hours.
You were. And you be working them sales too. I don't know how you do it. Cause I'm like, I'll watch. I'm like, I would be so confused. You'd be like, okay, whose order? Okay, I got your order. I'm scooping. Okay, I got a box. And I'm like, I don't know how she does it. But we have, and I was like, that's so innovative. It's like just to have that's a stream of income. You do that like every other week, every 2 weeks, something like that.
I was doing it once a month. Because I'm only on the third one. Tomorrow I'm going to be on the fourth one. Tomorrow's one is for me because I got this iPad stand and I'm
you're doing another one.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't see it. Okay, I have to go. I'm out of the loop.
No, I didn't post it. I went live last night and I said it.
Okay. And it's really gaining traction.
Yes. And it's picking up a lot of traction. And it's a way for people to try your products. It's a way for you to engage with your people. It's a way for them to ask you questions right there, live and in living color. You know what I'm saying? And it's been going strong. It's been going strong. I suggest everybody do it. But like I said, I'm going to probably do it in my membership because I think if I'm going to show you how to make money, you're going to pay me money too.
Yep. I agree. And that's why I put that in my PowerPoint. I'm like, there's so many ways to, again, and like I said, I think vendor markets definitely have their place, but I think it's also something about having ownership of your own stuff and have your ownership of your own. It's your thing. You get to design it the way you want. You ain't got nobody coming, like unless you have something at a venue where there's rules, you can't. I know that one of the venues I use, we couldn't have alcoholic drinks, stuff like that. I get, but you guys get it. It's your event. You get to plan it the way you want. You get to invite who you want. When you're at these vendor markets, you don't have no control of who's there.
Nope.
And you got people coming up to your booth talking crazy and all kind of stuff. So, yeah, Nikki, I think you're frozen, sis.
You know I am. You know I am.
Ooh.
All right, y'all. I'm not going to even try to log out and then log back in because it's going to take a minute. So you think I should log out and log back in?
I think you're fine. Well, it's up to you. Will it end the live?
No, it will not end the live. You can still probably be talking and
okay, do it then. Yes. Okay. I was gonna say if it's gonna take you out so yes. So back to what Nikki was saying about the live sales. I think that's gonna be a bomb class too, because I want to learn how to do that, because for me, like I said, the way my brain works, I will be all over the place and I will be I just know I know me, but she does such a good job, and each live gets better and better. Each sale gets better and better. So I think we're in a time now where we have the power to make things happen on our own, because no one's coming to save us. We don't know, just like with the C word, the panorama, we weren't expecting that. And we had to pivot and we had to make do, and we had to learn how to do these things without, we didn't have markets at that point. Remember that at that time, the markets were all done. And at that time I was planning an event and I actually had to go virtual, because even though they said people could be in, it was one of those, it was social distancing, but you could only have like 10 people in the same space. I'm like, I don't want to do that, because people are going to be touching on stuff. So we're just going to do this virtual. And that's when I turned the aromatherapy class into a virtual event. So you got to learn how to pivot, and you got to learn how to, holidays are coming up, y'all. This is a perfect time to do your live sales. And I saw somebody said they're going to do a, make a body butter with me. Is it Rosalicia? Yes. Do a live of you making body butter, and just say, hey, I'm making a body butter, you guys, and I want you guys to make one with me. Most people have sugar, they have some type of oil, and they can get the oils at the grocery store. They sell grapeseed oil, they sell avocado oil, canola oil. They can get any kind of oil they want at the grocery store. They can put whatever your ingredients are. They can get that at the grocery store. Go to Amazon, get you some essential oil. They'll bring it the next day. Perfect. So do that. Do your body, make a body scrub with me, or you can do like build up for your like the build up for your event. You can do like making your own wax melts, and just show them pouring the wax melts in you can do a video of you pouring wax melts into the can't even think, the clamshells, and that can build up anticipation for the event, showing people this is what you're going to be doing when you make your own wax melt. So these are things that, and I'm sure the ideas there you are. The ideas will come, more ideas will come to you. I really want to see Kay and Michi with their, because we always see candles, and I really want to see them do a live of whatever it is that comes to them as far as how to do it. I really want to see those two shine in that area, because I can just see Kay doing a class on like styling and when you put your distressed jeans on, make sure you put this kind of top on with it, because some people don't know how to they don't know how to put that kind of stuff together. And I've been seeing people, I'm like, oh, how did they come up with that?
Yep. So sorry you guys, I froze, but you still held me down, right? It didn't do nothing, right? It stays.
Yes, always. Miss Tracy says she's currently setting up her venue as we're on this live. I know that's right. That's what I'm talking about, y'all. That's what I'm talking about. I'm so excited, and I can't wait to see how it all comes together. Can't wait.
And you can do another thing is that you can do like they do on TikTok. You see, they set up little corners. They have shelving behind them. They have their, logos or lights or whatever. That's all you have to do. You don't need to have a whole entire space. You could
Mm-hmm.
create whatever is going to be seen in the camera.
Mm-hmm.
That's all that matters. It could be a whole entire mess on the other side of that camera.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All they need to know about is what you can see in that camera frame.
Yep. Yep. That's
Mm-hmm.
right. That's right. That's
So
right.
y'all, I hope that you guys got some nuggets from this event. I hope you got some nuggets from
It
this
felt like one.
presentation about your event. I hope that you guys are excited and ready to go. I hope that this has lit a fire under you to start
Yes.
motivating you to start moving. Especially because you don't need a huge following to do this.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need a huge following to do this. Word
Mm-hmm.
of mouth is going to get you
Yep.
somewhere.
Yep.
And just by you being live and you going live, people are going to see that you're going live. Oh, I want to see what she's doing.
Mm-hmm.
That 4 hour mark, I got kicked off of Instagram. I never knew you could get kicked off.
It's
I
like
know
enough for you. It was like they had enough.
it was like, you got 27 seconds. I was like, what? 27
It
seconds?
was like, don't be messing with my money. Let's stay on. They trying to buy from me. Instagram.
Right. And the countdown started. As soon as it said you got 27 seconds, it was like 26, 25. Okay, bye.
Oh my goodness. So now you know.
Yeah, now I know. Now I know. But it was great and it was exciting. And it was exciting because I had data, right? I'm on. I know that if I stay on long enough, the people will keep on coming on, especially when you see the live light still on. What is she doing?
Mm-hmm.
Got to see what she's doing. So you guys got to step outside the box.
Mm-hmm.
This was a great way for you guys to open up your eyes, think about things that you can do, you could use. We've been talking about using products that you have, inventory that you have sitting on shelves. You could use bottles that you have to create perfumes or body oils or sugar scrubs or whatever. You have those things available to you. Utilize those things.
Yep. Yep.
So I hope this is lit a fire under y'all. Shontelle, I loved everything about it. I love the presentation.
Thank you.
Engaging, very engaging.
Thank you.
I'm grading you.
10, 10, 10s across the board. So yes, thank you for having me. I appreciate it. I one thing I love is I can run my mouth, you guys. I can talk a lot when it comes to stuff that I enjoy, which is this. So,
and this is really good. This is really good. I think this should be a BCMC class.
I think so too. Together. Is she still on here? President? Is the president still on here?
Cousin said this was awesome, sisters.
Thank you.
Yes. So we have something coming up. We're going to get it together. We're going to get into our planning stages, and then we're going to offer it to you guys. You guys are going to be a part of something. I've never seen this before, and I'm not saying it doesn't exist. I'm saying I've never seen it before. Have you seen it before, sis?
When you brought it up, I was like, I've never heard of that. But that's how I
So I think it's going to be great. Especially because if you're like me and you need to see something happening, this is going to be the perfect example for you to see what's going on and figure it out on your own, for you to step outside the box.
Yep. Hey, Miss Jamie, BCMC, yes.
Represent.
Yep. I'm excited, Nikki. I'm excited for this because now y'all really ain't got no excuse after we do this.
No excuse at all.
No excuse
at all. But thank you so much, sis. You already told everybody how to find you. I saw it on the slide. It was like this. So if you guys, did they answer? How did I come back stuttering? Did they have any questions?
No, I think mostly everyone's excited and they ready to go. They ready to get this thing popping.
All right, y'all. So thank you so much. I know that you guys got a lot of information, and I hope that you guys were taking notes. This will be up for 24 hours, and then it will not be. So make sure that you watch part 1 is still up, so that I left part 1 up so y'all could catch up, so that when part 2 came on, Y'all was all caught up.
Mhm.
So they're both available now, but they won't be tomorrow.
Mhm.
So tomorrow evening, make sure you are there, and I will see y'all in the morning for
Yes.
Coffee with Nikki,
Yes.
y'all, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yes.
A cup of information and inspiration. Right, sis? Right, Shontelle?
See you tomorrow. Hey.
All right, y'all. Talk to y'all tomorrow. Nikki, how do we find your live sales? Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Bubble Babes on Instagram. BABEZ. I
Kay,
will
we
be
was
on
talking
tomorrow
about
at
you.
7
Oh,
p.m.
sorry.
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry.
No?
Yeah, I said, Kay, we was talking about you. She said she missed it. I thought she was in here.
I thought she was too, girl. Your ear should have been ringing because we could talk about you all night. No, I'm just joking.
We were talking about you.
Definitely. Yes. But everybody, if you want to find my live sale tomorrow night, I will be on at 7 p.m. on Bubble Babes. So make sure you're there. And I will talk to y'all later. You guys have a good evening. Bye.